Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. I feel like I'm looking intensely at the camera. My big green eyes spy you, Virgo. So, Virgo, you are the second in what has actually become a series now. So, Leo spun it off. It's your black swan. So what is the black swan? The black swan is something that has evolved through a very vivid dream that I had, that I posted in my community section of this channel, and then I sort of created a reading around it. I thought, oh, it's going to do it for Leo, and I started doing it. I thought, oh no, now I really understand what the black egg is, because I discovered a black egg. Well, my egg was black that I discovered in my dream, and a black swan hatched out of it. So, but then in Leo's reading, they were the black egg. So, the black swan. Oh, it's interesting. So there's definitely a connection to the black egg in here, which is a deep inner truth, which makes a lot of sense. So, your black swan, I don't know what it is, but it represents something sort of unassuming, an unassuming event or person or circumstances that you will find yourself in or actually be or meet. Because I don't know if it's you, it's something you're going to find. And it's kind of like, it starts off as very unassuming, but it actually ends up being something kind of like a unicorn moment, where, is this really me? Is this really happening? Could this be possible? Like, just the aspect of magic in your life and how that can all come together. And how you find that. So that's what this reading is about. The black swan. Yeah, so if you want to go to the details of my dream, you can find that in the community channel. It's not hard to miss. It's a big black swan picture. With that, I'm going to use my combination deck of the Divine Goddess Oracle and the Starseed Oracle. And I've got my energy. What do you have at the bottom here? You have the in-between. And then I'm going to use my energy oracle deck. Rest and rejuvenation. That's a pretty good way to handle an in-between energy. And then I do have and the magician to manifest in that energy. The Lightseers Tarot. Yeah, so let's see where this goes. I mean, a lot comes out. Yeah, I can't do that. Do it this way, it's too big. Okay, Virgo, it's a general reading, my dear friends. And, you know, it may or may not resonate. If it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there is an extended, and the link to that is at the top of the description within this video. You've already got, well, let's just look. So, what is your black swan? It's, I describe it as the precious find in life. Illusions. Oh, I like it. Illusions are your precious find in life. And isn't that beautiful? Coming from such a technical, grounded, analytical side. The illusions that you find in your life are your black swan. So it's almost as if illusions that perhaps you don't really believe in at first, something happens. Something's going to happen. I hope we kind of get to see maybe how that happens or where it happens or what happens for you. But let's just take note that the black swan for you are the illusions. The illusions become more real than the reality around you. Wow. Maya. Ooh, Maya. I'm hearing the Mayan calendar with that. I don't know what that is about for you, but I'm just hearing that. So let's see where that goes. Could be coming out of illusions too. I'm getting with the Mayan calendar. Everyone was all prepared for the world to come to an end. I don't remember when that was. Was that 2012 or something like that? And it didn't come to an end. Or did it? This is a parallel world. Okay, and then we're going to ask, what is the energy that could destroy the black swan? So it could be something that is attempted to be stolen from you or from within you, or you play out yourself in a certain way and you cause your own destruction of your black swan. As well as then we're going to ask, what will nurture your black swan? What would nurture it, help it grow? What could destroy? Creative spark. Wow. Illusions and creative spark. And then what would nurture it? Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. That's what would nurture it. Oh. Wow. Oh my goodness. This is really interesting. Okay, so you have karmic relationships and lost lands. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict is at the bottom. And then under that is lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Oh, wow. You have a big lesson here. Holy shit. You have a big lesson here, and it is taking you lifetimes to get through it. Which doesn't mean that you're incompetent in any way. It means it's a big ass lesson, and I really don't think anyone would be expected. Any soul, because there's so many levels and depths to whatever this lesson is that is going to unfold here for us, for you, for me to read to you. And it has to do with karmic relationships and lost lands. You're trying to find, so, okay, there's something about your spiritual integrity that somehow, I want to say it starts off real strong out of the gates for you when you come into this lifetime. But I don't know, you might feel a quick opposition towards your spiritual gifts, your spiritual nuance. And that quick opposition kind of makes you forget about your spiritual gifts, your spiritual path on some level here. So it's a rediscovery of it. And it's difficult because you've done this before. Literally, I'm getting that with this card, with the karmic relationships. You've done it before. You're doing it again. So you're doing the lesson again. Not to say that you didn't learn things, you didn't experience certain aspects of meeting goals in past lives with this lesson. You did, but there's more to it. This is a very deep lesson, and I can see that here because there's layers to this lesson. When I look at it at first on the surface, these two cards threw me off. I'm thinking, wow, until this came out, and then it grounded it. Was you, I feel like, experience great big shifts in illusion, knowing when to use it, when to not use it, but it becomes a push and shove until you get it like this. And when I say push and shove, it's like you may, like illusion is your redemption. Illusion is your redemption. But if you get too lost in it, it will become your destruction. But yet illusion is something that you are the master of. So you are the master of seeing through illusion. You are the master of creating illusion. You are the master of understanding illusion. And illusion can be, what holds us from the truth. But the truth can be hard to understand truly here on earth because we're all living separate identities and experiencing and seeing everything through separate bodies. So the truth is often something that you have to find within yourself. So I want to say your black swan is something in you. As far as I can see it right now. Yeah, your black swan is something within you. It's like a struggle within you. But this struggle is beautiful because it's kind of beautifying your soul on a lesson that I feel like, a lot of souls wouldn't take on this lesson until they were quite experienced. Illusion may serve as an escape mechanism for you, but it may also serve as an escape mechanism for you. See, you can manifest with this illusion, but you can also become lost in it. And I think you can even lose your illusion. You can become so grounded and so practical that you lose this illusion. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation that is perhaps not serving you, not serving your higher good. You're not really looking at it for what it is because you've stopped looking beyond what things seem to be on the surface. So you may find yourself kind of daydreaming a bit, and it might start off like soft and light. Yeah, I see different ways how this serves you. These daydreams may start off soft and light for you. But before you know it, these daydreams become almost like your illusion, your personal illusion, your personal dream. If you can harness this in a way that it takes hold into 3-dimension, like utilize your illusions, your daydreams, your fantasies, utilize them in a way that you can see yourself clearly. That's the key. Don't illusion anyone else into your dreams. Yeah, what's the word for don't... Your dreams can be incredibly powerful. The way you master yourself through seeing the truth. But your truth may not be someone else's truth. So you can't bring other people into your illusions and put labels or have them act certain ways. Because I feel like there's a danger of you even putting people on pedestals that don't really exist, or even seeing people in a lower capacity than what they truly are. And then that's when you're not navigating holistically, because your creativity can go in a bad direction here. You can get lost in it and not find yourself out. Now, to nurture this, forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. See, being a leader is now really incorporating yourself in a very 3-dimensional way, in a very realistic way. But you take that by paving a new path. The only way to pave a new path, a path that's never been paved before, is to start here, is to start in your mind. There's nowhere else to start. That's the first place everything's gonna occur, is in your mind. See what I'm saying? Like, this is such a tricky black swan. It's a big swan. It's pretty big. Soul growth conflict. Soul growth conflict. Wow. You're always chasing your black swan. Your black swan is within you, but it's always projected forward, like a holograph or a hologram. What's the difference? A holographic image and a hologram. Do you participate in the hologram? And the holograph is something that you see. This is outside of you. I want to say holograph, a holographic image. Your black swan is within you, but it gets projected beyond you. And it is meant to pull you there. Your illusions and your fantasies are not just illusions. They are seen through the veil on some level. But because you have some capacity to imagine your life into being, literally. But if you imagine your life into being, this is what I'm saying, that the trick part, like what's coming in with this karmic relationships, is if you imagine people in your fantasies, illusions, and dreams, and you place, like, allow them to move in your dreams and illusions. Can you do that? Can you play a part in your own fantasies, illusions, and dreams and allow the people within them to move freely? Because I'm pretty sure that their higher consciousness will slip in and function as themselves, and you will not misinterpret how you connect with someone, or how you're supposed to connect with someone, or what is the right place for you to be or see or do. It feels heavy about people though, because you have it here. You know, for some of you too, I feel like you have really mastered a particular set of talents talents, like soul talents. And when I say soul talents, I feel like all souls have the capacity to do everything in the 4D, 5D, whatever you want to describe it as, or the non-3D. The talent, the gift, is when you can utilize that in the 3D. So you have some capacity here with illusion and creativity that can come out, that can forge its way through the human body and be expressed and experienced almost on a spiritual level. It's like you keep wanting to master it. So it's not even that you haven't succeeded in doing this in other lifetimes. It's kind of like the person who's really good at physics, and you do a physics exam. Everyone else in the exam gets 89%. Well, not everyone. Let's say the class average is 89%. And you do it and you get 99.1%. I need to perfect it. So you come in again, you do the test again, you get 99.2%. You get 99.3%. Literally, it kind of feels like that too. That's very Virgoian. Okay, be the leader you wish you had. So maybe this is something that you're striving towards. Perfecting something. You're definitely perfecting this. Perfecting leadership. Is this a new way to lead? You're paving a new path. You could be paving a path for other leaders, other people to take on leadership in their life. You may even stand off to the side and allow people to become leaders once you inspire them somehow. But you have to allow them to do this. Yeah, really, guys, it's such an interesting message that when you are fantasizing, daydreaming, however you want to qualify it, you fantasize and daydream about yourself in any way you want to, but any other entity that you bring into that fantasy, allow it to move on its own. Just see what it does. I guarantee you, for you, that person's higher self will come in and show you who they are and how they will react and what they will do, how you can react with them. Should you really put this person on a pedestal? Like, you shouldn't really do that with anyone. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Virgo? Okay, let's go into the energy oracle deck. Your black swan is within you, and it is perpetually like a holographic symbol ahead of you, chasing perfection. Perfection. The thinking man. I always get Aquarian and Virgo energy out of that. Actually, no, I should say, what's funny, usually I get Gemini and I say Aquarian. See that with the illusions. Your precious find in life is your mind, is seeing beyond things that people can't see. Seeing beyond things that other people only look so far as, and you see beyond that. But look too, I see this crystal, and it looks to me like something could be projected off of it, right? Like light could come through and another image could be cast in front of it. Oh, wow, so deep. That's part of seeing the illusions. The illusions are not necessarily illusion. What is an illusion? An illusion, I think, per definition, never good at those, I would say is something that appears to be something that it is not. But what is it really? What is anything? I mean, you could break anything down to a molecular level. Or you could break it down into the 2D and make it flat. Or look at it as a three-dimensional object. Like, What is an illusion? This is your precious find in life. Illusions are your blanket. You're almost chasing your own consciousness around the galaxy. It's crazy. Okay. Energy that could destroy it. See, okay. If you don't manage your illusionary capacity, because it's important that you manage it. I want to start using that word as opposed to control. Control. Because managing is allowing it to be, but who's running who here? I mean, right? This is your human experience. And when we're talking about the mind and personal gifts, it is important to manage yourself and those gifts. I feel like if you don't, you can find yourself going down difficult paths because you did not run your illusion properly. You did not run your fantasy properly. It became a false reality. You walked into a false reality. You will walk into false reality. And then you'll become perhaps untrusting of your illusionary capacity, untrusting of your vision, your dreams, your visions. Creative spark and anxiety, doubting it. I'm also getting that push-pull, like initially coming in to life here and having a very strong spiritual capacity, but like just meeting a wall in terms of dealing with people, adults, other kids that like, I don't know what you're seeing. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Yeah. You could turn this 8 of infinity, right? And we have the 1-8 here with anxiety into 9, exhaustion, anxious thought. It's a 9 of swords. Your precious gift is your mind. But it can't be contained. So that's the key here. Your mind cannot be contained, Virgo. It's so powerful in some sense, but I feel like you would naturally incarnate into a body that had perhaps astrological placements to encourage to be, yeah, like it would nurture a very powerful mind so that your soul, because your soul will know how to use it. Your soul is just like, yeah, I know how to use this. Where, you know, I don't think that a soul would hop into a body that you occupy that hadn't been through this over and over again. Like one of those other students in life who's only got 89% or whatever it was. They wouldn't be able, they would probably have a horrible lifetime of anxiety, like intense anxiety. Perhaps a lot of mental illness. Like I'm really feeling that, like ways that this would end up manifesting. Because your mind cannot be contained. You can actually project your mind. It's crazy, the message I'm getting here. But so you're almost chasing your own illusions, which there's nothing wrong with it. As long as you don't doubt the process and you create a solid process for yourself. So what comes in here? Like forge, don't follow. Don't follow. And this is such a unique thing. I've never even heard a message like that before, you know, about people coming into your own fantasies and dreams and illusions and just release and let them do what they'll do. Because in doing that, you are creating a new path and you're not putting yourself into a false illusion. Wow, chasing worlds again. The world standing on the dock, which to me kind of looks like Earth, looking at Earth. Standing on Earth, looking at Earth. Wow, crazy shit. It's crazy. So really, you are meant to forge a new world. You are meant to forge a new world. Boy, this is a deep, deep one. But it is such a cautionary tale. Because I feel like you often probably stand on the teeter-totter. Don't let others get into your head. You might have sort of a very mutable mind, and that you can allow others to come into your dreams and fantasies. You need to have strong boundaries. This is a very spiritual reading. I mean, I don't even know that I have all the information that you need for this. If you wish to, okay, but why I'm talking so heavily too about illusions, dreams, and fantasies, because those have an incredible power to manifest your three-dimensional life. And then that's what I'm getting over here, like nurturing. How to nurture your inner projected black swan is to manage this illusion. If there's a path you want to go down, if there's something you would like to experience with someone, pave that forward in your dream, in your fantasy, and in your illusion, and ask them to follow. Believe that the people in your fantasies and illusions have the freedom to govern themselves. Don't make them do anything. Don't make them play a part or a character. You forge that path. And in doing that, you will understand in the 3-dimension who people are to you, what that relationship is or could be or will not be. Oh my God. You have the 6th chakra at the bottom. Yeah, you can see things that others can't see. But it's almost like you have the capacity to understand that if you can imagine it, you can see it in your mind's eye, it can be real. Anything at all. Dinosaurs could be flying on pigs. Could be real. It literally could be. Could be somewhere happening. Yeah, could be somewhere happening. I don't know, that one seemed pretty weird, but... I want to say you can see the context of things in your life too. They represent things, you can see that. You see the synchronicities, you see the alignment, the misalignment. Wow, yeah, even she does. All these figures have the 6th chakra. There's a dot in all of them, a jewel or crown. Like, that's incredible. You have 3 cards highlighting the 6th chakra. Your black swan flies, I'll tell you that. That kind of, yeah, that came out, yeah, and Leo's reading about being the swan being grounded or being in the water, but really where it truly is its most dynamic self is in flight. It can take a while. It can take a while to get up there. You know, it's such a big bird running along the water. And eventually, and then once it gets up there, it's in its element. That's where the black swan belongs, in the air. And you're run by Mercury too, which is also associated with air energy with Gemini. Your swan flies. It definitely does. Your swan flies. I'm going to add one tarot to each one of these. And then we'll call it a day. I like that advice. I'm going to try it. If you're in a fantasy or a dream or something. Okay, don't ask this person to do anything. You could ask them to follow you, or would you like to come over here? Would you like to try this? Whatever, but and just see how, just open it up and let it flow. It's a release. It's a release. And what do they do? Watch it in your dream, your illusion, your fantasy. How do people play out in that? The Hermit, damn you, there you are. The precious find in life, this black swan within you that actually cannot be contained and is always projected beyond yourself because it pushes you. You push you to, I don't know. I don't even know if these are reasonable expectations that your soul has. Yeah, probably, because this is a very highly enlightened. And it's what you find inside yourself. It is. But you never really perfect it. Your version of perfection, it almost seems unattainable to most. The Four of Swords. This is what could destroy or steal the black swan. Creative spark, anxiety, and the Four of Swords. That's so curious. Resting your mind too much. Yeah, what's that saying? An idle, is it an idle mind is the playground for the devil's thoughts or something like that? Or you know where I'm going with that. Even that sounded okay. That can be a new one. An idle mind is a playground for the devil's thoughts. Because there's such vastness there. You need to exercise it. So the Four of Swords is healing and resting. This is different from the Hermit. The Hermit, there's a lot going on in the thought process. There's a lot internalization. Even when you're healing, resting, you shouldn't stop thinking. Because you're always finding your answer. You're always seeing past the illusion. And I do want to say that there are times where you will create your own illusion and have to work through it. And those are probably the hardest ones to see through. It's much easier to be fooled than to admit that we have been fooled. Why do I feel like I've heard that before? It's much easier to fool ourselves or allow ourselves to be fooled than admit that we have. I think someone said that. I don't think that's one of mine. Energy that will nurture this. The Six of Pentacles, bringing it into the reality. Wow. Yeah. Giving. Creating with your illusions and giving. Giving what you can. Participating. Because you can't create a new world just with yourself. Look at you walk alone. You're walking alone. And you can see yourself in the next world, in the next life. I want to say, too, you could probably see past lives. Soul memories and gifts, you've done this before. You can see your past lives. It's either seeing them or knowing. You either have a seeing or a knowing about past lives. Oh, that was weird. I kind of like dipped into that energy and it was profound. I almost started like seeing people in my own life. And I could see like them morphing into different periods of clothing. That was so weird. That was cool. This is fun. I like the black swan. You only got one card in the upright and the bottom. You want to guess what it is? Come on. Don't get it. It's crazy. You're like just crazy energy, Virgo. You're so connected. But because you're so connected, you can get lost in that, right? You can totally get lost in it. But you're meant to do things with it. Oh, wow, shit me. Okay, I'm going to go to the extended. In the extended, I look at the blind spot around. I don't even know. Do you see your blind spot in your black swan? It'll be interesting. I'm going to do the blind spot of your black swan and advice for you moving forward. So, thank you so much, Virgo. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Don't try so hard on those tests. Bye.